What I'm going to say to everyone, many of you are too young to remember 2001 Bradford riots. When Bradford riots happened, there was a rumour that the far right will enter Bradford city centre. Based on that, young Asian Pakistani lads rioted against the police. Some of them were sentenced up to 25 years. Don't make that mistake. Don't allow the far right to provoke you into violence for which you will be sentenced for tens of years in jail. It's not worth it. With regard to the far right are cowards. They throw acid on women's faces. They attack people who are isolated. They won't come for this crowd. They're not going to arrive here. They're going to go for isolated individuals. They're going to go for women. They pull off women's hijabs. They're a bunch of cowards that only go for isolated individuals. So there's no need for us to cover our faces. Why I mentioned the covering faces? Because we're not carrying out any crimes. We're not doing any crime. We're not going to violate the police. We're not going to throw anything at the police. Agenda of the far right is to make Muslims violent. We will not be violent. We will not reciprocate their violence, and we will not behave like football hooligans. Because that is what we are not. We're not a bunch of drunk football hooligans. Do you understand? We're Muslims. So that's the message for today, that we don't need to behave the way they behave. And as Umar Mukhtar, the Mujahid of Libya, said regarding the Italian fascists, that they are not our teachers. They do not instruct us how to behave. Like the IDF doesn't teach us how to treat civilians. When the IDF kills children, we do not kill children. The IDF rape, we do not rape. The far right is also using the propaganda of the child grooming gangs. I'm saying to you, any child grooming gangs they are presenting, they won't mention all the other grooming gangs that happen here in Birmingham amongst the white people as well. Of course, that's disproportionate, but they make it out that every single Pakistani youth is a groomer of young white girls. That's false propaganda. Those grooming gangs, you know what happens to them in Sharia law. You know what happens to groomers and pedophiles in Sharia law. So I'm just diffusing that one, that they spread that our young Pakistani males are groomers and pedophiles. You know what happens
to them. That, what happens to them in prison as well?
And what the young Pakistanis in prison and the young West Indians in prison, what they do to the pedophiles, everyone knows. Not that I'm condoning that, but we all know what happens to that. So, guys, you don't need to wear masks. Lads, be politically astute, be intelligent, use your minds, be cerebral, and realize you don't need to hide your faces, because that's being distorted as if we're terrorists hiding behind the mask.
Sheikh, well said. Thank you so much for your time. And you, Shaykh.